at the Cardiff City Stadium this afternoon. Cardiff 0, Crystal Palace 3. James Fielden is one of our commentators for the talkSPORT International Service, and that was his game today. Evening to you, James.
Evening, chaps. You all right?
Well, it looks as though Crystal Palace are edging closer to their first ever successive back-to-back Premier League campaigns, James.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm just looking at the table in front of me now, and they're on 34, Fulham down on 27. I'd be worried if I was kind of West Brom still to a degree, obviously Norwich, Swansea, but I think with that win today, I think that's probably pretty much them safe. I mean, I'm looking at their games as well. They've got Villa at home next week, where, they'll be hopeful of getting something out of that, and then Everton away, which is tricky, but then West Ham away, which I think you get something out of maybe. So if they pick up a couple of points out of those games, I think they'll be more than happy.
We are getting to a stage now where they're running out of games, so I think a massive win today for Palace. And I mean, that scoreline is something I didn't see. All right, you always know in football you can see a victory coming, but the fact that Palace really don't score more than a goal usually, do they? Never mind at 3.
No.
And all of a sudden have come up so comprehensively as winners here. And the interview we just heard prior to you coming on there as well, from Solskjaer, there was an air of resignation, James, about the way he conducted that interview.
Yeah, I mean, first on Palace, they only scored 6 away goals for that game today, so to score 3. And do you know what? They were so impressive. I haven't seen too much of them this side of, in 2014 so far. But today they had Punch and left, they had Bolasie down the right, Jerome through the middle. Jerome just bullied the two centre-halves, Coulter and Turner, and just, put the pressure on them and just force them into the long ball every time. And, players at that level just can't deal with it. And Palace were just really effective. I was really impressed with them.
Yeah, great goal by Jason.
Yeah, so much for supposedly Palace playing the Stoke way. That third goal was not Route 1 football, was it, James?
Oh, it was so good, honestly. Wait till you see it later on, if other people haven't seen it. Definitely one for goal of the month, if not the season. I went absolutely mental on the radio for that one.
Are we agreed that Cardiff are down? This is a fatal blow, isn't it, today?
I really can't see any way back for them, to be honest. I mean, the games they've got coming up as well, they've got 3 away games in the last 5, away to Southampton, Sunderland and Newcastle. They're at home to Stoke in between that, and the final game of the season's at home to Chelsea. I just can't see any way they're going to get anything. They're just not effective enough. Like today, they had Kenwyne Jones up front, which gives you an out ball, but he doesn't really offer you too much. And the people they've brought on are Craig Noone and Don Kelly. Even Wilfred Zaha, who I was expecting, half-decent things from in terms of chance he created. He got booed by his own fans today because of the amount of crosses that weren't even beating the first man. So, his signings haven't been so great for him.
Well, there you go. That answers my next question. Were the fans sticking with Cardiff? Doesn't sound like they were. James, thanks very much indeed for that. Appreciate it. James Fielden, one of our commentators from the talkSPORT International Service that gives you Premier League games on the radio right around the world. But Cardiff, nobody's making a case for them now, are they?
They've taken 8 points from the last 36 available, and now they've only got 15 points left to play for. So, how can you make a case for them? That is a fatal blow in football terms. To lose 3-0 at home is bad enough in the running, but to lose 3-0 at home to Palace, who've been struggling to score, says it all.